says, and this is a very important words in the Bhagavad Gita, therefore do everything just offering it to me. Then loss of profit will not bother you. And what's the benefit of that? That only Bhagavan says.
Shubha Shubha Palairevam
Shubha Shubha Palairevam
Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi
Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi
Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma
Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma
Vimukto Mam Upaishyasi
Vimukto Mam Upaishyasi Vimukto Mam Upaishyasi. Liberated one shall reach me. Liberated from what? Shubha, Ashubha, Falaihi, Evam, Moksha. Freed from the result, what we call as Shubha and Ashubha. Now, why is something Shubha for you or Ashubha for you? Really speaking, it's not even based on what is right or wrong, good or bad. Whatever you like and enjoy, you call it as Shubha. And anything that you don't like or don't enjoy, you call it as Ashubha. Not from God's standpoint, not from the Vedas standpoint. Generally it is from there, is it not? Which means it is our likes and dislikes by which we judge a situation that will make me happy or that will make me miserable. Isn't that so? Therefore, who is the cause of our attachment and misery? Our likes and dislikes. And this like and dislikes come from this ego that I have done the action, it must be for me. But when I do it for the Lord's sake, what pleases the Lord I should do. This is not for me. In that process, whatever comes is not for me. So there is a question of likes and dislikes. And whatever I get is His prasad. And if with love I have offered my actions to the Lord, then whatever I get is not the fruit of my action. It is Bhagwan's prasad, where there is no I and my, no like and dislike. I tell you, everything is wonderful only. Now tell me, how many of you like to go to a place where there is prasad? I mean, eatable prasad. You know that anywhere you put prasad, people will not even go for the kirtan, they will not go for the burden, they will not go for the puja. And that's why, whenever you have puja in your house, you have to keep prasad. Because nobody is going to come otherwise. And notice they come for the last part of the puja, the last part of the wedding, because after that it is eating. I mean to say that people don't have food at home. They will come to eat, food which has become half cold. And generally in the temples you'll have something, that nayappam will be half burnt. For langar, how people go to the Gurdwara. I know many times I have made those rotis and I don't know, my rotis were very patriotic, like they were map of India. If that roti somebody got in their house, they would, throw it. But there, it is not the taste of the food. It's your mental attitude that makes you enjoy. Otherwise, you can go to a restaurant of fine dining, but you're spending a lot of money and you expect that you will get something, it's tasty, no doubt, but such a small helping. You will get angry. But in prasad, if somebody gives you only something even this much, Prasad means peace of mind. So Shubha Shubha Falairevam Moksha se Karma Bandhanai. And when there are no likes and dislikes, you do not react to the fruits of action, and that does not leave an impression in the form of vasana, and that vasana then, no vasanas or less vasanas, will not forced again into this chakra of action, reaction, the cycle of action, reaction. Everything you enjoy or you hate leaves an impression to either repeat it or run away from it. Then it becomes a compulsion. You really don't have the choice. That's called as karma bandhan, for which you have to take birth after birth after birth, and you make the same mistake again and again and again. And people say, why don't we remember our past life? Because even if you remember, you still do make the same mistake, compelled by your vasanas. That is called as karma bandhan. When vasanas are gone, likes and dislikes are gone, there are no more any desires. That is called as sannyas. And therefore sannyasa yoga yuktatma. In fact, sannyas yoga word comes in the Bhagavad Gita, even in Kaivalya Upanishad. It's a contradiction itself. Sannyas means to renounce. Yoga means to acquire. Renunciation of your dream is to wake up and become one with the waker. That too we understand. Although people are very afraid of this word renunciation. Why are you afraid of the word renunciation? You have to renounce your first standard to go to the second standard. You renounce your teacher. I know I cried a lot when I had to leave my kindergarten and go to the first standard. I didn't want to go to the first standard because I was in total love. So if somebody tells me, no, you were in love, yes, with my kindergarten teacher. And if you go to the first standard, no, I don't want to go to the first standard because you have to detach from your kindergarten to go to the first standard. Detachment is only possible when there is something to attach to. It's a growth. Gurudev gave a beautiful example. And he said that when he started the kindergarten school first in Bombay, until today, that school is there. We started the kindergarten school, and Gurudev was so particular, he himself would go and examine things, inaugurate or go there on the first day of the school, and Gurudev made sure that the children would get the right toys, what the teachers required, everything. And his loving volunteer teachers were there, and when he went there, the children were playing with the toys. First it was difficult when they came in, but once they got the toys, but when it was time to leave, every child wanted to take that toy. And when the parents came and the teachers took away the toys, they were weeping, crying, and Gurudev's soft heart, as strict a teacher he may be, his heart was, you can't believe how soft and compassionate. He could not see, he said, give away the toys, I'll send toys every day. The teacher said, Swamiji, don't worry, we've been teachers. We'll handle it, leave it to us. He said, give away the toys, we'll get another set of toys. Every day you have to give toys to these children. But they pulled the toys, the children cried and they went. After a few months when Gurudev came back, he wanted to go and see the school. He saw the children playing and it was towards the end of the day, and he was quite horrified that he will see this kind of drama again. But he wanted to watch. At the same time, he says, I was a bit apprehensive that will I have to see these children cry in front of me and say, Swamiji, please, can I keep this toy? And Gurudev said, no, leave it behind, is it? And Gurudev was watching, and he could see all the children. Teacher, keep this. I'll come back and I'll take it tomorrow. And he looked at all of us and you say, even children know that the toys of the world will be there for them. Within 6 months of kindergarten, they were so ready to renounce those toys and go back home, and they know that when they come back it will still be there. He said, grow up all of you. At this age also you want the toys of the world? He used to say so, suddenly go. Even now we can't give those. Now I'm telling you, some people should reach Bhajagovindam, Angam, Galitam, Palitam, Mundam, Dashana Vihinam, Jatam, Tundam, Vriddho Yati Grihitva Dandam, Tadatina Munchati Asha Pindam. Oh, you can't even enjoy the still that taste remains. Family doesn't want you. You are on some board or committee. Everybody says you're useless, you're doing nothing. You also say nothing, but they will not give up. Grow up, that is called as sannyas. Therefore, yoga, attach, sannyas, detach. Well, actually, the word sannyas also, samyak, nyasa means to place yourself very well in the higher. It's not giving up. You cannot give up anything till you get the higher. But once no longer the desires are there, when you're doing all your actions for the Lord, the sheer joy of that seva, the sheer joy of life, that any pleasure in the world, any object of being in the world, doesn't mean that you hate them, reject them. That pleasure that you get out of them is so insignificant compared to the pleasure of constant remembrance of that Lord in every action of yours. The bonus and the profit also does not matter as much. It doesn't mean that you're stoned that you don't feel. Therefore, sannyasa yoga yukta atma. And don't be afraid of the word sannyasa, I tell you. Because you're already, all of you, are great sannyasis. You like to hear that, isn't it? When Guruji Swami Tejavanti was even now he looks a little young and all that, he looks so small. But can you imagine when he came out from the ashram 30 years ago, how small he must be looking. When he used to go to bhikshas and he say, I don't drink tea, they used to say, you brahmachari, sannyasis, you are so great. You have renounced everything. We can't even give up a cup of tea. And in his witty style, he used to tell them, no, Amma, Appa, you people are greater. They like to hear that. Because they think that we are greater because we suffer. You sannyasis have got no suffering. So, being suffering is our greatness. So, okay, check. Got so many problems, that's our greatness. But when somebody praises you and says, no, how can we be great? He said, no, you are greater sannyasis than us. We left the finite world to gain the infinite. You have left the infinite for the finite. Whose renunciation is greater, you tell me? You have renounced the big for the small. We have renounced the insignificant for the big. Sannyasis, so you are greater. So, sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upaishyasi. Freed, come to me. Just shantam, shivam, sundaram. Attains that peace, which is bliss. He comes to me.